Hey guys, it's Troy from DeGarty, and today I'm going to be giving you an HTML tutorial. This tutorial will be on how to make a web page using HTML and CSS. If you didn't know what HTML stood for, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. And what that basically means is it's a markup language for the web. So to get started, you're going to want to open up a new notepad. I have one right here, and you can just type in whatever you want. I'm just going to type in, "This is text." Then I'm going to go to File, Save As. I'm going to save it on my desktop, and you have to save as type all files. And then you can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to name mine test.html and click Save. And when I open this up in Google Chrome, it will say this is text. You can edit it more if you want, and you can say this is some more text, and refresh. This is some more text. Okay, now let's get into some actual tags. Tags in HTML are like commands in other languages. Basically, they're little pieces of text within these triangular brackets. The beginning one, HTML, starts the beginning of the HTML document. Now you end the tag by typing its name again and putting a little slash in front of the name, like so. And then after that, you want to put a body tag. Now what the body section of the document is, it's basically where you put everything visible. If it's visible, it should go in the body tag. And from here, I'm just going to put "this is text." And when we refresh, it's just plain "this is text." You don't see the tags. That's because it's been processed by the browser. You may have noticed that if you go to YouTube or another common site, they have up at the top a title. For YouTube, it's YouTube. So if we go into our document here, we have to add something called a head tag. This basically contains all the non-visible parts of our site. And in here we are going to add a title tag, and whatever you put in between these two tags, or in this tag, will be your title. So for here we're just going to put area under construction, and save it, refresh. Now it says area under construction. Now we are going to be adding a anchor tag, which it's a link to another site. To do this, we're going to say href equals, and whatever the name of the site is. I'm just going to go to DeGarty.com. And now it will point to DeGarty.com, and whatever is in here will be the linked text. So right now we have "this is text." When we refresh, it'll have "test," and this is a link, and it will go to the site. Now after we have the anchor tag here, we're going to style it a little bit. We have the href attribute here, which specifies a location to which it goes to. Now we're going to add a style attribute, and this allows us to put CSS into our HTML document. CSS is a cascading style sheet. That's what it stands for, in case you were wondering. And it's pretty basic. So let's just say color is, I don't know, I'll put gray. And now you can see the link is purple because it's visited. If you refresh, the link is gray. If we want to make even more of a difference, we can make it orange, and it will pop up this funky looking orange color. Now we're going to add a background property. Background is, let's just say, yellow. And now we have a yellow background with orange text. Okay, now we've gone over the style and href attributes, but now we're going to go over the ID and class attributes. Basically, ID is meant to single out one element from a page. Like if you were going to single out one link or one paragraph from another, you would use the ID tag. It's only meant to be used on one single element. If you want to use something on multiple elements to style them, then for that you need to use the class element. The only rules for this is you can't start it with a symbol or a number. So you can't say like one thing, and you can't say like exclamation point awesome. You can't do it. You have to say like Troy. That's the name of one class, and the ID of this paragraph is green. And I'll just put some text there. Okay, now we are going to style these according to their class and ID attributes. In the head of the document, we're going to put a style tag, and type attribute should be equal to text/CSS. And now from here we can style the document. ID is suffixed or prefixed by a hash mark, and you just type the ID after it, like green. Then in these little curly braces you can specify the CSS attributes, like color is green. This won't work here because in its style attribute it says color is orange, so we have to delete that. And when we refresh, the color is green for that text. And for this text below here, it's purple. So now we're going to edit the class Troy. Under here, we're just going to put .Troy, which is how you declare a class. And then in the curly braces, you want to add in something like padding is 5 pixels. And you'll see what this does. It basically adds 5 pixels to every single edge of the element. So now the whole element is a link here. It's a bigger link. And you can also do something with the margin, which is the outside of the document. Like the margin can be like 20 pixels. And that'll move it farther away from everything. Also, if we add a margin to this up here, this margin is 20 pixels, you won't see as great of a difference because the margin up here is 20 pixels, the margin up here is 20 pixels. But you would think this would be 40 because of the margin of this and the margin of this combined. But actually they go in with each other and they cross connect. So it's just one big overflow. Yeah, you can also specify height and stuff for these. Like for the class Troy, I'm going to say the height is 240 px. Px means pixels. And the height of this the height should be 240 pixels. I'll add it in the green. And now, as you can see, if we have to scroll down to see the yellow text. Okay, let's clear that height from there. Okay, now we're going to change the font. If we go up here to green and we say font, family, and then we can say like Arial instead of having this Times New Roman here. And it's Arial. We can also have Verdana, and it'll be Verdana, and so on. The next thing we're going to go over is font size. By default, it's 12 point. Font size 10 point. Just going to decrease it by a little bit. And as you can see now, it's 10 point. Now we're going to go over the div tag. This is probably one of the most used tags. Whoops, I deleted my body tag. One of the most used tags because it can be used to position elements and stuff like that. So we're just going to say div class equals Troy. Okay, now I'm going to add in some text here within our paragraph tag. And now it just looks the same as if it were just in a paragraph tag. The only difference is if I say background is, you know, orange. I love that color. Background is orange, it will spread across the whole entire page. And yeah, you can also specify like specific heights and widths and stuff, like basically like all the other elements. But the difference is it doesn't wrap to the text and it's mainly used for positioning. Like, it's very uncommon for you to see a paragraph tag like positioned somewhere to contain a menu or something like that. Usually it's not contained in a paragraph. Usually it's contained in a div. I think it stands for divider. And yeah, now we're going to make this text bold here by putting a span tag around some of it. Span. And we'll have the ID is green. So we'll have font weight bold. And as you can see, it's bold now. You can have it say bold, lighter, you can have it say all that different stuff, but it really doesn't make much of a difference. Like, they're supposed to be able to say 900, and that's supposed to be more bold than bold is, but you really can't see much of a difference. Okay, that's it for this tutorial. For more, go to DeGarty.com or check out our channel, youtube.com/DeGartyTech. For more information on HTML, check out the description of this video. Thanks for watching.